As you guys can see, we are going to do it. I'm doing a toy review on this figure called the Purple Ranger, not Violet, apparently. Yeah, they don't want to call it Violet. But yeah, you have this Purple Ranger who kind of can stand good, kind of can't stand good. She looks a little bit different. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like, wow, in the camera, she looks a little bit darker than she should be. But anyway, so here is the Purple Ranger. So the Purple Ranger, as you guys know, is which let's just do something right quick. Let me see, where is it? Yeah, I'm gonna just do this right quick. Yeah, so bio for American version is that it's like right here and searching in the and usually they have like the thing on it. It's usually they tell you who it is. Which the kind of funny part is like this is for Dino Supercharge, and we already know who the Purple Ranger is. So why the heck do you actually have to hide the identity? I mean, that's a smart idea, but it's really, really dumb. Oh yeah, and side note, she should come with this, and I'll tell you the reason why in a bit. The Purple Ranger's articulation, they want me to say that. So, articulation is that the elbows can actually bend decently. And also, I did the fists. You can see the before and after photos, which it's not going good with the lighting, sadly. The painting on mine is kind of crappy. Come on, focus. Well, anyways, you can't really see, but right about okay, now you can see. You can see that there's a little bit of scrapage right there. You can see like let me use the sword right there. You can see that there's some silver that shouldn't be. Heck, you can see some silver speckles on her freaking thing. Her feet can actually turn. As you can see, her feet can actually turn, but you actually have to hear a clicking sound to make them turn. But of course, her knees are bendable by articulation. Yeah, they got articulation. There you go. I'm using the word. Of course, the same old song and dance. The fact of they can wear their thing for her, since she actually is a human, not a spirit. I'll actually approve having her with it. You can see there's the helmet. The helmet's decently made. I think there was something wrong with the helmet, but I think it was just, I don't know. I was just seeing things. But yeah, there you go. You get this nice little. Now, the sad part is that she cannot sit. Now, the skirt piece is the crap hole of it all. I mean, the skirt piece is okay, but I would prefer they actually would have had the idea of, hey, why don't we make the skirt piece kind of lively so she can do something instead of just being like this? Yeah, I mean, dang, what the heck? So, yeah, but personally, when it comes to this one actually is quite sad because, I mean, look at it. Look at her freaking arms. Her arms are very, very thin. You're telling me I bought this figure for 960, yeah, 960, and she's very, very small. She's small, like a woman should be. And I'm sorry for anyone who actually felt offensive, but yeah, she's kind of small, which I would have personally said for the girl figures. They don't need to be like $9 because look, you're not using as much plastic as you are for the other two. So it is kind of crappy that it's like, oh, dude, we're charging $9 for this guy, for this girl. Like, what the frick? Really? What? Of course, she can hold her sword. Sadly, my sword from her is actually bent. Yeah, you can see my sword is actually bent, which sucks. And here's the pose I'm going to leave her in, even though technically, when it comes to the Japanese version and an English version, a regular version, American version, she doesn't actually deserve to have this pose. But when it comes to her, she can do it. So I'm going to let her be in this pose when, if I show it ever again. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to keep her like this. This is like the best idea to go for. Oh, yeah. And Her neck can move side to side. Hmm. Did I do something? No, that's how it goes. Yeah, so there we go. So this figure is kind of disappointing. Just the fact of price wise, it's not worth it. Because look, it's like, seriously, I mean, come on, she's thin. I mean, that's no offense to any girls that's thin. No offense. I'm just saying when it comes to this figure, you would figure pricing it out, it actually is cheaping our ass off, and no offense, but it's like you're being a cheapo saying this is $9, and yet all we get is the same thing, a gun and a sword. And like in the photo I showed you, as you can see, she uses that. She uses that actual gun. Meaning that technically she doesn't really need a sword, she just needs a bigger gun. But if you put all three in there, that makes perfect sense, and I would be happy about that. But instead, you guys decided to just give us the same sword, same gun, and I mean, the standpoint, I'm like, dude, that's not really worth it. I mean, it makes sense if you actually reduce the price on it, make it $8 or $7 or even $5. That's perfectly fine. But seriously, just for this skinny girl, no offense to anyone skinny, but seriously, $10 for this toy. Really? I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it at all. Of course, I could have painted her back. This is the first one I actually don't have that's actually not bronze. So I have to look for that yellow. And wow, look at that. Yeah. And I'm a dude. But wow. It doesn't even want to actually zoom in. There you go. Well, anyways, because of that cutoff, let's just talk about the Purple Ranger in Power Rangers Dino Charge. So, anyways, of course, we already know it's Kendal. We already know. It's like there's no really. I figured as much. Why? Because of the original content. But anyways, so they even went above and beyond and actually did exclusively the content, but they kind of added their own twists and turn with it. But anyways, first we had, I don't think his name was Alfred, but anyways, we had the first person who found it, which was a dude. He didn't really want to fight the monsters. He's okay being a crime fighter, but he's not okay fighting monsters. And that's when he got a bit scared. So since he got a bit scared, at least he actually did his job, which is guarding the inner gym. Then after that, apparently Keeper showed that he can debond people from the inner gyms by using his wand. So no freaking damn wonder, makes sense. And technically, it's kind of weird on the whole. Beforehand, there was like one episode where they did debond from their inner gyms, kind of. Even so, so he now they got the inner gym, and this does bring you to the point of saying, wait, shouldn't they actually have a one off figure for him too? So make it a Purple Ranger male figure too? That would have been cool. That would have been awesome, but they didn't do it. So, anyways, they are now looking, well, Kendall's now looking for a person to replace him. And she's been looking all the wrong places. They've almost got duped by, I think his name was Hyde. Yeah, so they almost got duped by him. And luckily that didn't happen. And we find out that Kendall is now the Purple Ranger, which, of course, due to the freaking original series, of course, is Kendall. A freaking damn course. So Kendall's now the Purple Ranger. We have no idea what happens in Power Rangers Super Dino Charge because it hasn't aired yet. It's airing this Saturday, so I'm not gonna get to see it until maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure when I'm gonna get to see it. I'm not sure, and sadly for, yeah, there's lots of things that's kind of sucky. Hulu doesn't do it anymore. They never did it for on demand. So I have this source right here who has it, but I don't know if they're going to have it yet. And the funniest part is like my source is calling it Dino Chargers. That's kind of funny. Anyways, on to the actual main event is the original.
So in the original version, what happened is that the original person, who was a guy, actually went deep in space, exploring space with the plesiosaurus or plesiodon or plesion. Oh, either way you want to choose it. Either way you want to name him. So yeah, he was in space for quite a while exploring a few things, but he finally came back down to Earth. And as soon as he came back down to Earth, it is revealed that he is the person who created all. He actually created the morphers. Actually, he created the morphers and he created the chargers. He created everything. Thus is why when you watch the original version before you watch Dino Charge, you're like, oh, she's the Purple Ranger. It's like, yeah, it's very, very easy to point out because Kendall creates all the chargers, creates the morphers, all that stuff. It's like, well, she's the Purple Ranger then. The craziest part is that when it comes to this guy, he not only creates the morphers, but you know when it says Dino Charger, engage, he's actually the Japanese version of it. So every time you hear basically it says Gagendan, no, Garunchum, and it says the Dino battery's name, that's his voice saying it. And that was so cool that they actually found someone who not only will do the voiceovers for the toys, but also will actually be in the TV show. And that is what I call oh. And for people who are like, oh, but they did that for Dino's, not sorry, they did that for Power Rangers Super Mega Force. Screw. Well, actually, it's Dino. I mean, Power Rangers Mega Force. It goes both ways, but still, that doesn't count. It's like, yeah, that doesn't freaking damn count at all. Screw Say because they didn't even do it right. And if you want me to rant on the freaking morphers of the past when it comes to Megaforce, comment down below you want to hear that because I have a lot to say about that damn morpher. Anyways, so that was the cool part that he actually participated in that. But the sad part is that he's old. And I think he's a dad or a granddad. I think it might be the granddad or dad. Either way. So he's getting pretty much old and he did actually fight very, very good. But age. Man, he freaking damn aged. So what happens now is just the fact of he has to pass the torch. Which it could happen. It might not happen. But it did happen. And it proves that his daughter, who is an assistant, or granddaughter, who's an assistant, Yayoi? Is that her name? I think that might be her name. But anyways, she actually charged up Plesiodon when he was depleted of energy. Thus is why in that episode where we get Plesiozord, that's why it's like, I'm finished, I need an energy or I need a battery. It's like, yeah, that's why, because they took it from that one. Instead of having the crazy part of where Kendall jumps in inside the Zord, instead it's more the fact of they threw the energy inside of it. But still, you see how hardcore Kyoru Violet really is, the second one. So she is a bit of a coward. Yeah, I'll admit it. She's a bit of a coward. She did show up a few times, but she doesn't show up like all the time. Not only that, but she had a crush on King, aka the Red Ranger. So yeah, you would say, oh my gosh, which they already doing in Dino Charge, you had the Pink Ranger falling in love with the Red Ranger. But of course, they're not going to actually make it a triangle like they did in Japan, which that was still pretty cool. That was pretty cool and kind of funny. So yeah, they had like a big fat fight a little bit. They never actually had like a true fight, but it was kind of funny how one of the other, and you actually see that the girl had lots of holograms of the Red Ranger plastered everywhere if you click a button, which is like totally embarrassing. So she did actually pilot the I'm kind of tired, so she actually did the Zord thing. She actually had a Zord battle once. She actually was in there. She actually needed some help sometimes. I forgot if it was the Gray Ranger, Graphite Ranger helped out, and Cyan, aka Aqua Ranger, also helped out. They both, all three were maybe together, or it might just be the fact of it was just her and the Gray Graphite Ranger. Not sure. I kind of don't remember because it's been a long time since I watched it. Even so, it basically ends with, I can't tell you that part, but I can tell you that in the end, she actually is okay being a ranger, and her weapons of choice is having the gun with the sword compacted together. That's usually the weapon she had in her hands, always used, I think, for the most part. So, yeah, there you go. That is the bio of her.
And of course, I had to do size comparison. What else? Do size comparison with the only team I actually had all of them of until I actually decided being a good Samaritan and gave the Red Ranger away. But as you can see, look at them. They weren't thin at all. You see, they're not thin at all. Now let's look at it. Yeah, they're really skipping on the plastic, but in all seriousness, though, you didn't have to make her that skinny. You see? You see the difference? Yeah, that's a major difference. And of course, just for funny's sake, let's do a comparison of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger McDonald's version. I had the yellow one, but sadly I left that over at a cousin's house and never got it back.
So in the end, when it comes to this figure, should you buy it? Should you not buy it? For me personally, I'm like, but dude, it costs close to $10. It's a freaking pint-sized mini wheat. The only thing that helps me out with it is just the fact of I go dumpster diving since I have lots of cases and I get good savings from video games I get from the usual places I go when it comes to video games. I guess you can kind of say that balances out my loss of money when it comes to this figure. But given this figure is actually a figure Japan never got, I think it's very, very cool to actually get it. But the price on it does not do it justice. I mean, it's good and everything, but it's very, very skinny. And if I do have a picture, show them now of the Time Force Rangers with her. It's like, yeah, show them Time Force Rangers. Show them how unbelievably not skinny they actually were compared to this figure. It's like she doesn't have to be truly, truly skinny. It's like I can understand, but still, you don't have to make her like truly, truly skinny. And if you do make her skinny, well, guess what, dudes? You have to lower the price down on that figure. And I say only get this figure. Well, you should get the figure because chances are they're not going to make a lot of her because she's a girl. But on the other hand, it's like if you can find her at a clearance aisle, like for instance, if I walk diddly do and I already have the figure, but I'm able to get the figure for $5, $3, I'll pick it up again. And this time around, I'm gonna keep it in box and say, let's see, should I go to Japan or find some way to give it to Japan so I can see how much they want for her? It's like, yeah, I'm that kind of evil, but truth be told, you should get this figure only if A, you you understand how rare she kind of is, or just B, the fact of she's a lower price. It's like if she's actually in clearance aisle and you're able to get her for like $5. I think sometimes they slash the prices, so it's like $5, $3.50, $7. I think $7 is pretty decent. So if you're able to get her for that much, definitely should do it. If you can't, I personally would say pass because, dude, there's not a lot of plastic you're using. Why are you still making us buy it for $10 if it's not even the same plastic as the others action heroes? So, anyways, thank you for watching, and this will be the last one for quite a while until the silver one comes out, or until I actually might be getting a job soon, and then I decide to actually buy the Gold Ranger. I think that's about it. Either buying the Gold Ranger or clearance aisle, and I find some of the Rangers there, and I'm like, oh, goody goody. Anyways, thank you for watching, and have a great day.
damn it! Oh, Frank. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Sorry, girl. Personally, when it comes to this being Kendall, I don't